Hello and welcome back to our Flash series. We're in Chapter 7, Advanced Animation. And this video we're going to be talking about 3D Translation Tool and the 3D Rotation Tool. Now we're going to be looking at the 3D Rotation Tool, which can rotate an object around the X, Y and Z axis. The Translation Tool gives distance and depth to an object in relation to other objects. So let me show you how to use these tools. The first thing to do is to know where the notes layer is. Now we've got an awful lot open at the moment, so let's just contract everything else and the tag phrases. So we're left with that. Now it's the notes that we're interested in, and we're going to have to unlock it so we can actually access it. Well, to get these notes moving, we will need to create a motion tween. So we're going to go right click and create a motion tween. Now down here, you will probably have showing your 3D rotation tool. So if we were to select it, if it's selected, then you're going to have this effect here. And if I just move my cursor over these various parts, you'll see that it shows what they are. So this is the Z axis, this is the X, and this is the Y. And we'll be looking at each of these in turn. Now, the first thing I want you to do is to find frame 20, and I just want you to select it. And you'll see that your sky pod and the tagline turns up. What I would do is just hide everything else, hide the tag phrases, hide the dancer. So you're just left with these notes. Now, the fact that you're on frame 20, we're going to go and start to manipulate these particular notes. So once we're there, what we'll need to do is to have a look over the red part. So the red part is the X axis, and what you do, you just hold your left finger down and you can have a play and you can see what we do. So when you're familiar with how the X axis works, just drag it slightly to your left and you decide how flat you want it, but I'm going to do it about there. And so if we just drag our timeline for the moment, we can start to see these notes moving. Okay, so what we'll do now is we're going to go on to frame 40. So we'll need to deselect. You're on frame 40. And this time what I want you to do is to look at the Z axis. So here is our Z axis, and as before, have a play so you can see what happens. And you can start and stop anywhere you like, but in terms of where you want to start this, what I want to do is to start here. And what I'm going to do is again extend it about so far. You can of course decide what you want to do. So let's see how that's developing. Nice and slowly, because we're doing it by hand, and we are there. Okay, so the next part is to go on to frame 60. So we're going to select frame 60. Let's just bring this in a bit. Deselect maybe, and then just select frame 60. Now this is where we need to swap the tools over. So here's our rotation tool, and you'll have seen at the very beginning I had the other one up. So it's behind that. So you'll need to click on the little corner, the arrow in the corner, and select the 3D translation tool. And what turns up there are two arrows, a red and a yellow. Now we're going to drag our note all the way over to the right hand side. So we're going to be needing to use the red arrow, and we're going to drag it. So let's go and do that. So we're going to drag it along the X, drag, 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 drag until the notes at the bottom touch the edge. Okay, so we're off to frame 80. So let's select frame 80 if you want to, deselect and select frame 80. And we're going to now need to flatten that look. And the way to do that is we're going to be combining the translation tool and the rotation tool. So we're going to want to make it flatter, smaller, and put it in the corner. So let's do that, and this is going to take a little bit of tweaking on your part. So I'm going to go back to my rotation. I want to probably not use that one. Let's see what else we've got. There we go. We'll use the Y, and so that's going to flatten it. We want to then shrink the notes. So we're going to go back to our rotation tool, and we're looking for the little Z here, which is going to flatten it. So we get to there. All right, so let's see what we've got so far. I'm going to here, here, and there. All right, so that's quite a lot going on there. Let's just press play. And there. Okay, so let's bring everything back so we can see how it looks. And finish. Okay, now you can have an awful lot of fun with that. You can make it a different pathway. You can make the rotation quicker or more of a rotation. You can go and customize those notes how you like. All I've gone and done is simply show you those two tools, the rotation tool and the transition tool, just so you can have a play. Once you've done that, come back and we're on to our last video for this chapter. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.